Somewhere along the way, we traded in the smartest cooking generation that ever lived for meal kits and air fryers. Yet, there are smart cooking tricks 1950s housewives swore by that sound wrong at first until you actually try them. Today, we revealed 9 of these tricks, and by the end of the video, the real question will not be whether they work, it's why we even stopped using them in the first place. Number 1. The pinch that saved dinner. Dried beans were the cheapest protein in any 1950s kitchen. But they came with a catch: hours of cooking, and sometimes they never softened at all. So housewives added a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda to the soaking water. The alkaline environment broke down tough outer skins, and suddenly, a 3-hour ordeal became a 1.5-hour affair. Now, flip to the stove where tomato sauce would be simmering away but tasting sharp, almost metallic. Instead of reaching for sugar, these women reached for the same box of baking soda. A tiny pinch made the harshness vanish. The tomato flavor finally came through clean. Now that's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. If baking soda could rescue dinner, wait until you see what baking powder did to breakfast. Number 2. 1 teaspoon, a completely different omelet. Flat omelets were considered a cooking failure in the 1950s kitchen, not because the eggs were bad, but because the cook did not know the trick. A single teaspoon of baking powder beaten thoroughly into every 4 eggs triggered a reaction the moment it hit the heat. Gas bubbles formed instantly, and the eggs puffed up from the inside out. The result was a light and restaurant-worthy omelet. No cream, extra yolks, or special equipment, just chemistry doing its thing inside the skillet. Modern food authority Christopher Kimball later validated this exact method, recommending 1 teaspoon per 6 eggs for the ideal lift. These women were not guessing. They were cooking with precision nobody gave them credit for. And now that breakfast is sorted, what about when the produce itself has already started giving up? Number 3. 3 tricks that rescued the vegetables. Most people in 2026 would throw away a soft tomato without a second thought. In 1952, that was unthinkable. All that was needed was a bowl of cold salted water, 1 hour, and the tomato firmed right back up. Pectin reinforced and cell pressure restored. But tomatoes were just the beginning. Sharp red onions, the kind that sting your eyes just slicing them, needed a half an hour in ice water to become something a dinner guest could actually enjoy. The flavor was intact and the aggression was gone. And then there was the cabbage problem. Red cabbage loses its color the moment it's exposed to heat. One addition fixed that permanently. Vinegar added mid-cook preserved every bit of that deep jeweled tone. But the biggest saving of all turned out to be something these housewives never threw away. Number 4. The jar that flavored everything. Every 1950s kitchen had a ceramic crock or repurposed coffee can often placed beside the stove. Housewives used it to collect bacon grease. After every strip cooked, the hot fat got strained through cheesecloth to remove bits, leaving behind clean, golden cooking fat ready for whatever came next. Eggs fried in it tasted richer than anything butter could produce. Green beans simmered with a spoonful stopped being a vegetable kids avoided. Even cornbread, baked with a tablespoon of drippings, developed a crust that was on its own elite level. When properly stored, that grease lasted weeks at room temperature without spoiling. Some families passed their jars down through generations, the ceramic itself seasoned by decades of use. That was zero-waste cooking at its absolute finest. That fat might have made everything savory. Now imagine what the right dairy trick did for dessert. Number 5. The can that replaced the cream. Most families in the 1950s could not afford fresh cream for every dessert, but the desserts still appeared, but topped with something that looked exactly like whipped cream. The secret was a single can of evaporated milk that had spent the night in the refrigerator. When cold enough, it whipped into stiff, glossy peaks using nothing but a hand beater. During whipping, they could also add lemon juice to stabilize the structure and add a brightness that regular cream did not have. For frozen desserts, partially frozen evaporated milk was whipped into a mousse-like base that set smooth and rich without any churning. Evaporated milk companies caught on fast and printed the technique right onto the label. Up next is a trick that will most probably offend your inner chef and still produce the best cake you have ever eaten. Number 6. The cake secret families never shared. Mama would bring a cake to every gathering. People asked for the recipe every single time, and every single time she smiled and would change the subject. The ingredient she was hiding? Mayonnaise. She often added 3/4 of a cup of it, stirred directly into the dry ingredients with nothing else. After all, mayo already contains all 3 necessary ingredients: eggs, oil, and vinegar. The vinegar activated the baking soda for lift. Then, the emulsified fat coated gluten strands differently than plain oil, creating a texture that stayed moist for days. Commercial bakeries eventually adopted the same technique for shelf-stable products. The cake mixed up in minutes using 1 bowl and a spoon. It was an outrageously good result that nobody could explain without admitting the secret. But what comes next might make you reconsider throwing out a very specific cooking liquid. Number 7. The liquid gold nobody saved but her. Do you see that cloudy water left in your pot after boiling potatoes? Well, 1950s Housewives never poured it into the drain. They knew potato water is loaded with dissolved starch, the kind that's natural, savory, and most importantly, free. Pour it into a soup and watch it thicken without flour, without effort, and at zero cost. These women were not being clever. It was a result of training. You see, during World War II, rationing had rewired their instincts completely. To them, waste was not laziness, it was almost shameful. That mindset did not vanish when the war ended. It just moved into the kitchen permanently. A Sunday roast demanded hours, and nobody was adding unnecessary steps. So instead of reaching for a thickener, they reached for what was already there. As we have said, a Sunday roast demanded hours, but what if there was a machine to help these housewives with more than an hour of that roast? Number 8. The pot that rewrote Sunday dinner. A chuck roast normally takes 3 hours. In a 1950s pressure cooker, it was done in 45 minutes. After World War II, the Presto pressure cooker flew off shelves faster than stores could restock them. Women were buying back a gadget that had made their afternoons easier. The logic was simple and brilliant. Trap steam, spike the temperature, and force time to move faster. But one thing people tend to forget is that vegetables could not go in from the start as they would turn to mush. So, housewives learned to add them in the final minutes. It was the finishing trick that kept everything tender without collapsing. That precision was the skill. Today's Instant Pot is just the same 1950s logic wearing modern clothes. The pressure cooker proved that speed in the kitchen mattered. So did the unexpected, like what happened when housewives discovered a can of soup could replace an hour of sauce making. Number 9. The can that cooked dinner. Campbell's cream of mushroom soup hit shelves in 1934, and nobody expected what happened next. By the 1950s, housewives had managed to turn it into America's most versatile cooking ingredient with infinite applications. It thickened gravies, bound casseroles together, and replaced scratch-made sauces that used to demand an hour of stirring. Historians actually call it America's bechamel. In Minnesota, they had another name for it, the Lutheran binder, because it held everything together literally. In 1955, a Campbell's employee named Dorcas Riley mixed it with green beans and fried onions, and that single recipe now appears on 20 million Thanksgiving tables every year. Nobody set out to create a cultural institution, far from it. They were just trying to get dinner on the table, and somehow, a pantry shortcut became an American tradition. So, which trick surprised you the most? Let us know in the comment section below, and remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one.